big namaste to you all. I hope you've been keeping well. Today I'll talk about not explaining yourself all the time. So, as people living our lives day to day, one of the biggest fears we have is of being misunderstood. You know, we want to be, we want to keep everybody in and around us, especially our close ones, or maybe even people who we want them to like or respect us. Anybody, it could be anybody, maybe at work, maybe in your friend group, maybe in your family. We want everybody to be on the same page as we are all the time. We want to make sure everybody understands us. Everybody knows why we said something or did something. It needs to be clear, otherwise I cannot be. Otherwise, I'll feel this sense of unease of having been misunderstood. So we adjust, we adapt ourselves, adapt our behaviors. We start explaining ourselves away, giving long explanations about what we are saying and what we are doing all the time. We need other people's permission to make choices for ourselves, for our own peace and sanity. We need to inform them about what we're doing and why we're doing all the time. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that you don't communicate with people. I mean, that's very important. If you care about somebody, if you love somebody, you have to tell them, hey, I need some space. I need some time. I'm thinking of changing, doing something different with myself, with my life. And I don't want anything from you. I just wanted to tell you that. And if you've done that, if that has happened, and the other person accepts, then you can be grateful. And if they don't accept, you can accept that without blaming or shaming the other person for misunderstanding you. You know, we don't all need to be on the same page all the time. And we don't need to seek permission to be ourselves and do what we want to do, especially when we're doing it for our own pace and sanity, not to harm anybody. We certainly don't need that. So, the next time you decide to say something or do something, you want to make a decision in your life, and you want to inform people about that, you can do that. You can certainly do that. But to expect the other person to understand is just a ploy of the mind to seek some validation, some comfort, because we don't want to lose them. And that's human. But to constantly justify our existence and make excuses for ourselves is something that takes us away from our center. And we get lost in overthinking, over explaining, judging, shaming, and guilting ourselves for wanting peace and sanity. enjoy in our lives. So communicate, tell people where you are, how you're feeling, how you're thinking in a light-hearted way, not without being pushy and demanding, and leave the rest to to destiny, so to speak, the destiny of your relationship with them. If they're meant to accept and understand, they will understand and accept. If they're meant to misunderstand and meant to leave, then that's okay too. You don't create any friction within yourself and the other. You accept it and you wish them well while knowing that your peace and sanity is above all. Because if you're not at peace and if you're not feeling centered, then all of your relationships will I, anyway be chaotic, be destructive, and cause a lot of pain and suffering for everybody involved. If you can put up a boundary without being demanding, without being so strong headed about it, most people will understand. But if you feel like you're special and you need to put up a boundary because somebody's doing something to you, nobody is doing anything to you, and you're not doing anything to anybody. It's just this boundary you have created in your mind between you and the other. Once that me centric approach of me, my boundaries, my peace, my sanity, all of this goes away, and it's just, you just want to exist peacefully. Communicating that becomes much easier than trying to control and manipulate people into making them do what you want them to do. After all, we're all going through something, good, bad, or indifferent. But it starts with you. When you're aware of what you're thinking, you're feeling, where you are, and what you need in the moment, it's much easier to express yourself. It's much easier to accept when people don't do what you want them to do. You accept it much easier. When there is no guilt and shame for oneself and hatred and condemnation for the other. And in that, there is a lot of peace, a lot of clarity,